Here with my friend Mariah, and she is a healthy vegan. She's been on a fruit based vegan diet for 9 years, I think, right?
Yep.
Yes. And so we're going to get into it. And so, Mariah, could you tell me, first of all, where are you from? Where do you live?
I live in beautiful BC, Canada. It's a little cold,
Oh,
but it's
mm-hmm.
beautiful. I live near the forest, actually. I'm pretty much in the forest, so.
Oh, so a Canadian. So this is great. This is great because a lot of people, they say it's so hard, so difficult to eat healthy in a cold climate. Okay, this is good. So now, could you please tell me what led you to a fruit-based diet about 9 years ago?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm.
Like, this is the story of all stories,
Yes.
actually. Um, so my health was declining. I had very poor health. What contributed was my poor diet, car accidents, and some damage done through some pharmaceuticals. And so we decided that, well, I wanted to move from the city to begin farming, to get out into the country and to start eating healthier. But at that time I thought that, meat was healthy. I thought that dairy was healthy, but I knew about the food supply and, that the factory farming was wrong. So I wanted to, move to the country and become healthier. So we went to the Okanagan in Canada and we bought a 7-acre farm and we
Wow.
started stocking it with all the animals. We had alpacas, llamas, sheep, goat, pig, cows, like everything. Um, and we began growing food and we began having all our food that we were consuming coming from the farm. So I was collecting the eggs, we were doing our raw milk,
Wow.
everything. And my health kept declining and I couldn't figure it out. I was like, I have organic raw milk, I have organic eggs. Like, what is going on? And I went to a seed exchange one day because we were also selling seeds. And this lady approached me and she told me that I was in very poor health and she suggested a book. And so I went out and bought that book that day, and it was Robert Young, The pH Miracle. It was just the beginning of figuring out the fact that animal products are not healthy. And
Mm.
so when I read that book, it was like such an eye opener, and I was actually very relieved because farming's really hard. It's not fun, it's not fun to take a chicken's eggs. It's not fun to milk a cow. Like, none of it's fun. Like, it's actually hard and laborious and horrible. Yeah, and so once I read that book, it was like this light bulb went off, and I was just relieved that animal products weren't healthy because I had never met a vegan in my life. I didn't even know that, like, that was a thing.
Right.
And so, like, I eliminated everything from my diet overnight. That was it. I was like, no more eggs, no more milk, no more meat. I'm done. And so that was the beginning of my journey. And I slowly began to heal. Then I came across Arnold Ehret's information, which caused me to dig deeper into the world of, now I'm learning about fruit because Robert Young doesn't believe that fruit's healthy. He believes in like high fat vegetarian diet. But that was just the opener. But once I read Arnold Ehret's information, well, that opened up the world to fruits, fasting, healthy living, and I was just started transforming my life. So here I am, 9+ years later, and so I've been eating a high fruit diet for basically 8 of those years because Robert's information, I only was into that for about 3 or 4 months until I read Arnold Ehret's book. So yeah, that's where it's led me today.
That's amazing. Can you tell us what were some of the health issues that you were dealing with when you said your health was
Oh,
declining?
yes. Okay. So my health issues began when I was like 6 years old. I had like debilitating pain in my left leg. Like, it would keep me awake at night. I'd be
Wow.
crying, screaming, hitting my leg. I was a cranky child, angry because I wasn't getting enough sleep. I was always in pain. But I kind of kept it a lot to myself, and it happened a lot in the night. And my family wasn't into, doctors. I was raised by a single parent, single father. So um, thank God that he wasn't into doctors, because if I had gone to a doctor, I'm sure I would have been put on a lot of medications. Fast forward to, and then, I had a couple along the way into my 20s, some really bad car accidents, which put me out of alignment. I suffered from damage from the needle program at school. I actually went into temporary paralysis once it was administered to me. It was a hepatitis B one. And so after that, my health just began declining. It was, a combination of things, but my diet wasn't very good. I mean, I was eating a couple chocolate bars a day. So fast forward to my 20s, and I was dealing with, pharmaceutical use because I always had headaches, migraine headaches. I had acne, like how you described that you suffered with as well, just acne all over my skin. It was so bad. um, I went into depression. I had so I saw a specialist in my 20s, and the nerve specialist for my left leg pain, because that persisted all throughout my life. And he told me I had a dead nerve in my leg, and he told me to get used to a lifetime of pain medication. He said, "You're never going to get off of it. There's no healing it." And that just really like threw me for a loop. I was like, "No, like this can't be. Like why?" Um and then I just had all the typical issues everyone has, like I'd have rashes, I would have bouts of anger, I drank a lot, things like that. Always partying, just suppressing my emotions and my symptoms, and yeah.
Yeah, it's so interesting, Mariah, because like I also dealt with so many issues that I thought were just normal as a human, rashes, headaches, stomach aches, all these things that I now don't deal with. And I realize that it's not normal. It's common, but it's not normal. And so yeah, okay. So I'm so happy you found this lifestyle. And yeah, I also found high fat before I found the fruit, because David Wolf was my like initial introduction. And yeah, so we're very similar in that regard. And so now I would like to know, why do you think that some people say they are thriving and feeling really healthy on a animal based diet? Why do you have any thoughts on how somebody could feel healthy and could be thinking that animals are food for humans? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, there's a lot of people that wake up to, like how horrible processed food is and all the other junk. So I think it's more about what they eliminate,
Mm,
um, as opposed to what they're actually eating. Because if somebody's just eating animal products and salads, and trying to be healthy in that regard, they're doing a lot better than they were because they eliminate a whole bunch of crap. And so not that animal products are healthy, but the body responds when we lift burden. So they've lifted burden from their digestive through not eating the processed food, or maybe they stop drinking, or who knows. But usually when people get on the healthy path, they eliminate a lot of different things from their life, which really does serve the body, even though they're still doing other things that does not serve the body. So that's my
yeah. I
yeah.
love that, and I could tell you're an Arnold Ehret student because, yeah, it's what you don't eat that heals you, and that's what he taught me, and I'm sure that you learned that from him as well, right?
Yes.
And like, yeah, so I have a lot of people that say that they feel great eating animal products, and they're probably, yeah, eliminated a lot of the processed foods, and but the problem is that animal products are not sustainable. They are not healthy in the long run, and so what happens is you will suffer eventually for eating that. And, eating fruit and vegetables, we know it's the healthiest food on earth. There's so much pushback, Mariah, like with the raw
Oh,
vegan diet or a high raw vegan diet. I'm sure you heard it a lot. There's so much pushback on like, this is not healthy. This is an eating disorder. This is not normal. This is too restrictive. What are your thoughts on a high fruit based diet being too restrictive or not normal?
well, it's definitely like you said. It's it's not common,
Right.
but it actually should be normal because
Right.
once you start eating this way, um, you become healthier. And as you become healthier, you become more in tune with what your body's actual needs are. And then it all just becomes so obvious and apparent. And it's not restrictive. I mean, I used to view it as restrictive, only because I didn't know how to properly incorporate the diet. But when you get into it, I mean, you can only eat so much in a day, like 2 meals, maybe 3 meals, a few snacks, right? So, whatever your choices are, I mean, you don't have to restrict yourself in those choices. And I choose to start my day with fruits. I do not restrict myself. I'll eat a whole cantaloupe. I'll eat, like half a huge watermelon, maybe even the whole thing within a couple hours. Like there's nothing restrictive about it. And for dinner, my salads are like the size of, what a family of four would eat. I get to eat in abundance. There's so many fruits varieties, so many varieties of fruits, veggie fruits, like greens. You can make amazing salad dressings. Like I feel like I'm living more in abundance now than I ever was before. Before, what was I eating? Like, ooh, you get some meat and some bread, like yum.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I'm eating so much more variety and in abundance than I ever did in my life because I used to eat pizza, bagels, pasta, and like peanut butter and jelly. And I just like rotate and cereal, you know what I mean? And I just like rotated that. And a lot of those things are wheat based or like, animal products, chicken, fish, and cows, right? So the three animals over and over and over. And it's like now it's such an abundant lifestyle. Also, you don't have to restrict. And that's why I think it works great for people that love to eat. If you love to eat, this is the lifestyle. And so now, Mariah, can you tell me, well, let's talk about supplements. Do you believe in supplements? Do you take any? Do you worry about your B12 or vitamin D, especially living in a cold climate?
Oh, I'm gonna get probably hung for this, but no, no, I don't. I don't believe in supplements whatsoever, and I am so fortunate that I just never got wrapped up in that world because what I learned later on was that supplements don't serve the body. The body responds and recognizes whole food in its natural form, and anything else, just basically supplements get passed off as waste by the body or they bioaccumulate within waste. And there's nothing that can replace whole foods in its natural form. And if people are feeling that they are deficient, supplements are definitely not the answer. The answer is that they're likely dealing with malabsorption issues, meaning that their intestines may be coated with like mucoid plaque or wastes, and they're not absorbing properly, maybe through their stomach. And so, what they need to do is to turn their health around, eat the health promoting foods, and in time, health results from healthy living. So, supplements are just a band aid effect. So, I mean, people may take them and they think they feel better, but what are you going to do? Take a supplement for a lifetime now? Like, because there's no end in sight if you start on the supplement train. So,
Right.
no, I don't supplement whatsoever. I don't worry about my B12. I make sure I get, all the proper like health pillars of life. I pay attention to them, like I get my fresh air, I get my sunlight, I get my exercise and movement, I get my sleep, I get my water, I get my healthy foods. And when you pay attention to all those pillars of health, you're going to be healthy. So I don't believe in going to, doctors personally. Unless I was in a car accident, maybe, then yes, please stitch me up. That's what you're good at, but you're not good at
Yes.
teaching or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, showing us
Yeah.
how to eat, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Now I wanna talk about this a little bit more because I feel completely the same. I don't see a point for supplements, and I get so frustrated because there are so many smart vegans that I'm friends with. Even vegan doctors are recommending to supplement with B12, like, before you need it, like, before you are deficient, and I always felt like that's, like, kinda like I think Doug Graham said, like, okay, you might get nose cancer. So should you cut off your nose before? Like, I think it was Harvey Diamond or Doug Graham. Somebody said that. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Why would you do something before it happens? So, you know, I just wanted to comment and say that my followers are really nice, so they're not going to hang you. They're all vegan anyway. So, but like, it's a big debate. So, I would like to ask everybody that's watching, could you please leave below? What do you think? What are your views on the whole B12 supplementation before you need it? And what do you think? Do you think we get enough B12 from the produce in the store? Do you think that? Have you been tested, by the way, in the past few years?
I've never been tested, and I don't think I'll ever go get tested.
Oh, oh,
So,
now
yeah,
this is interesting. Yes,
I
because this is
know.
like a big thing. So now, do you do you think we should be getting blood tests? Why do you not get tested?
Because I don't believe in drawing blood from the body. I instinctively don't believe in even putting needles in the body, to be honest. But I listened
Mm,
to a whole entire podcast by a medical medium, and I'm not saying that I support everything that he believes in or is promoting, but it made a lot of sense. It was about the ritual of taking blood from the body and the medical system and how I mean, how they take far too much blood just when you need a couple drops to test, like it's so depleting for the body when we take draw that much blood from the body. Now it's going to take a week or two, or depending on your constitution and your level of health, to replace that and to replenish our life force within us. Like, it's just, in my opinion, it's not a healthy thing to do. So you're basically you're taking the blood test to find something out, but at the same time you're harming your own health. And so, me personally, and I'm not saying everybody shouldn't take blood tests. If you want to take blood tests, or if you need to, go for it. But for myself, unless I was, feeling really, really awful and I just couldn't figure out my own health, maybe I would. I'm not saying I wouldn't, but at this point in my life, after healing myself of health issues that the doctors told me were incurable, and seeing my health turn around, and going through, the detox
right.
events, and just going through all that, I I'm fairly confident that I'm not gonna have to go down that road.
Yes, I like that a lot. I love this topic because I also agree with that. And again, if you want to do whatever you want to do, then do you boo. You know what I mean? If somebody wants to take a blood test, take a blood test. Do that. I don't really want to treat my body like a science experiment personally. And it's like I also agree with Mariah. Like if I didn't feel good, then perhaps, yes, I'm going to get a blood test, see what's going on. Maybe I'm low in something. Maybe I'm, having too much of something, whatever. But if I feel great, why would I do that? And I heard a YouTuber, and I'm not going to say his name because I don't need his people coming after me, but he loves to take blood tests. He was raw vegan for like 25 years. You guys know who I'm talking about. And he once said that he took a blood test and it was like 9 vials of blood
Oh.
because he wanted to see everything. He wanted to see his iron, his hemoglobin, his, all the things. And so the more things you want to see, the more blood they need, supposedly. Meanwhile, yes, I also agree that there's crazy rituals with our blood. And I think they only need a little bit, but they take so much more than they need. And that is food. Our blood is our food. And by the way, real quick, I just want to leave a plug for Misfit Mondays because in 2 weeks on May 29th, I think it is, Eli Martyr from the Free Melon Society will be on my Misfit Mondays private community group, and he's going to talk about blood tests. He's going to talk about why he doesn't get them done and how dangerous it is to get a blood test. And we're going to ask him any questions you want to ask him. So that's a private Zoom that I run every Monday. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're interested in joining me, send me an email, jd@misfitvegan.com, and I'll send you all the details. I'll leave my email below. But now, Mariah, I wanted to ask you, first of all, how old are you? Do you mind me asking?
Yeah, no, I don't mind at all. I'll be 45 on June 7th.
You
So,
see, I should have asked you that first. Now everybody's gonna freak out because you look
oh,
25. So
oh, no
now,
way.
Mariah,
But
I should
thanks.
have asked you that first. Everyone would have like paid attention, you know, like
Oh,
really like
thanks.
yeah, like because you know, like you look so young and all of these healthy vegans look so young because you know, we're not eating death, so we don't look like
Yeah.
death basically. And so I bet you probably looked older when back in the day, right?
I did, and I'm gonna post. You know what? It's like such a long time coming, but I do have a before and after photo, and so I am gonna post that sometime. And I want to say that yeah, I may the odd time wear a little eyeliner or something, but I don't ever put anything on my skin, like no makeup on my skin. So this is like
Can you send me the before and after? I need to see this. I need to see this.
sure. Yeah, I was just a little more puffier, and I used to dye my hair blonde, and I don't dye my hair anymore at all. This is all natural hair too, so just so you know,
Yes.
natural nails. I don't paint my nails. But
Yeah. I found that my hair and my nails and my skin got so much better the less I did to them. Like I stopped dyeing my hair and it started growing finally.
oh,
It took a long time, but
yeah, you
yeah.
have such beautiful natural highlights. Like I love that when you see the natural color and wow.
Well, I dyed my hair like the bottom is kind of still dye because you know it's still growing out. Because I just stopped 2 years ago.
Oh,
But from here to like here, I guess it's me, and
yeah,
it's growing, and it's finally growing. I never could have long hair, and my nails too, and my skin, and just like you know, it's like the less you do, the more you can heal, and the better it will look. It's crazy. The
yeah,
better you'll look, and they're trying to sell us on the makeup that's going to make us look better, but like it's it's actually backfiring.
yeah.
And so, yeah, can you tell us please why don't you wear any face makeup?
Well, I never have, even when my skin was bad.
Oh.
Even when my skin was bad, I just never have. I've only, I do wear some eyeliner sometimes, but I don't wear mascara even. I've never worn mascara maybe 4 times in my life for like a couple weddings, but I've just really
Oh.
been like as natural as possible. But I still like a little bit, but I've never worn it because it suppresses your skin's ability to breathe. Like your skin is an eliminative channel. It needs to breathe. And we can't be putting this stuff on our skin. And like it does backfire. Like you were saying, like you may look like perfect and flawless in the moment, but you are doing your skin a
Yeah.
disservice and you'll probably not uh, age as well as you could had you not been wearing that cover up every day. Unfortunately, it's just not healthy for us. But
Yeah, all these things accumulate too, you know? Like all the times you put on the makeup, you put on the lotions, all these things go into the blood and then, you know, you wake up and you're just like, "Oh, why am I always tired? Oh, why do I have a headache? Why do I have this rash?" Or, you know, like all these little minor things that are really disturbing your happiness and your life. And you go to the doctor and they're like, "I don't know what's wrong." You know, they never know. They never
yeah.
know because they don't study. Oh, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's the little things that really make big differences, like you were saying. So
Yeah, I'm reading right now. I'm reading Atomic Habits, which has nothing to do with diet, but it's literally talking about this. It's the little tiny things you do every day that add up to really big, amazing results. And so, if you want to look like Mariah when you're in your 40s, then you better do what she's doing. So, now, Mariah, tell us what does a day in the life look like for you as a high fruit based vegan in Canada? What do you do for breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
okay, I'm gonna get into this. But first, my phone is experiencing some technical
Oh,
difficulties, so I'm gonna just grab my charger and plug it in here, and maybe you could talk about um that I'm so excited about Eli Marder coming on and a little bit more about that because that is so
yes.
cool because he's so knowledgeable and amazing. So I'll be right back.
Absolutely. So yes, so Misfit Mondays happens every single Monday, y'all. And I think I should do a commercial in the middle of every live, in every interview. So basically, I have a private community. I've been doing it for 2 years now. Oh no, that was too fast. So I've been doing it for 2 years now, and I'm now opening it up to the public. So if you'd like to be a part of it, it's a place where you can come and meet your like tribe, all your everybody there is eating a fruit-based diet. Some are eating 100% raw, some are high raw, but it's a place where you can feel like you belong and you can ask everyone questions on what they're doing. Do they take supplements? Do they believe in colonics? Are they intermittent fasting? Are they having issues with dates? Are dates addicting to them? Are they eating nuts? What's their favorite dressing? Like, it's no questions are off limits. There's nothing embarrassing. You're never going to be asked where you're getting your protein or if that's too much sugar, that nonsense. And it's just a really nice place. And we do something different every single week. And so I give a presentation and then I open up for Q&A. And I personally have learned so much from my community, like the toothpaste I use, the recipes I use. This is all from my community. And honestly, I wouldn't know where to start without a community of people that are also living a healthy vegan lifestyle. So if you're looking to meet new friends that are eating a healthy fruit-based diet, check out Misfit Mondays. I'll leave all the information below. Okay. Thank you, Mariah.
I apologize for that.
That's okay.
What a mess. I won't go into it, but I've been experiencing a lot of issues with my technology lately.
Oh, okay. No worries. No worries. As long as we got you still. So now
Okay.
what do you eat in a typical day?
Okay, so I begin my day. I probably get up about 7 a.m., 7 or 8, and I start drinking water. It's so
Mm,
simple. I drink at least 2 liters of water. That's my thing before I even eat anything. And okay, I'm going to start by saying that I've worked my way over to this over the years. I mean, when I first began, like I was eating like 3 meals a day and I would begin my day at 9 a.m. eating. And,
yes.
it took a while to, as I got cleaner, to feel more comfortable without food in my stomach. So intermittent fasting, I guess you could call it, but I just naturally I'm not hungry until at least noon every day. So I eat basically between noon and 2. I eat as much fruit as I want. So I'll eat like cantaloupe or whatever I can find that's fresh and available, and so today I have watermelon, so I'm excited about that. I bet you would be too.
We love
And
watermelon. We love
yeah,
watermelon.
and then personally, like I just stop eating by 2 p.m. because I like to do a workout at 4, and I don't
Mm,
like to have a full stomach. So 4 o'clock's my workout time, and then at 5 o'clock, so I eat 2 meals a day or 3. I'll have 2 fruit meals within between 12 and 2. Like I'll eat something at 12, and then at like 1 o'clock I'll eat another fruit meal, like some banana ice cream, because most days I crave that and I want that, and so I'll eat that. And then at dinner, I eat about 5. I'll start making it about 5:30. I'll eat around 6, and I'll just eat like a large salad or variation of a large salad. Sometimes I'll make it in nori wraps, or make a nori sandwich, or cucumber noodles. Make a delicious sauce dressing, of course, because you've got to have a good sauce dressing. And
yes.
yeah, so
It's all
that's my
about the sauce.
yeah.
Absolutely. Now, could you tell us what is your favorite dressing if you had to only make one?
Hmm. Well, I mean, I don't really enjoy eating nuts and seeds, but I do enjoy them in dressings. But really, I think my favorite dressing is just to take an avocado, cut up tomatoes in that avocado, mash it up, add some lemon, and then I just massage it into the salad so everything's coated, and
Mm.
that is what I really really enjoy. So,
Yes, so
what's
simple, so
yours?
easy. And that was a good preface by saying that, like you ate differently when you first came to this lifestyle. So did I. I couldn't eat the way I used to eat now. I would just eat handfuls of nuts and like raw vegan Snickers bars all day and, like all this crazy stuff. But, eventually you do get more, like you just said, that was a good point. You do get more comfortable without food in your stomach because back in the day, I know when I used to wake up, I needed to eat, like, immediately. I was just so hungry, and now I don't wake up hungry, and so, if anything, sometimes I wake up, I just want water, I wake up thirsty because I haven't been drinking for 8, 10 hours. But, okay, so now do you have any tips wait, before I ask you about the tips, could you tell us where can people find you? How can they connect to you? And what do you offer?
Sure. Okay. So, what do I offer? I don't know why I didn't even mention this. I'm writing a book because I've been writing on Facebook, and I've gained, a pretty good following on Facebook. Not so much on Instagram because I joined so late, but on Facebook, I'm Mariah Apple Diaries, or just Mariah Mazza, Mazza. And so I write like posts every couple days on what is healthy. And so, yeah, I'm writing a book. I don't have a title for it yet. It's been 2 years in the making, and I'm finally, getting there. So there's that. We run, Lauren Whiteman, Nat Ferris, and we run a terrain model diet support group. So we help people wherever they're at to transition to healthier vegan diet. And we teach them what are the pillars of health, and based on natural hygienic principles, and how they can incorporate, hopefully, the natural human diet, which is a raw food diet. But people need a proper transition over to it. You can't just eat raw overnight, most people.
Right.
um, so so it's only $20 to join our group, and then it's ongoing for the entire month. And each day we supply like daily informative posts. We give them recipe guides, um, and food lists, and daily like unlimited question and answers. Because Lauren Whiteman and Nat Ferris and myself, we've educated ourselves over many, many years on like natural hygiene and Arnold Ehret's information. And I know that you read a lot and you have a lot of information as well. And so it's just important to share that, to keep it going, because a lot of the healthiest information was written, in the early 1900s, or you have to kind of dig for it. So to modernize it and to bring
Right.
it out there and to keep it alive, that's what we're trying to do. So
I have a question. I recently got a comment from some like hater that said that I am following outdated information by, living a natural, hygienic diet, kind of, by following Arnold Ehret and all of these people, Herbert Shelton. What are your thoughts on that? Because they're saying there's new technology now, there's new information now, and to follow such old information is so unsmart and unsafe. What are your
uh,
thoughts on that?
I think it's so funny because, like, the human design has never changed, and maybe we should trust those that came before us more so than the ones that are here right now, kind of messing things
Yeah.
up. Like, I mean, I like to follow people and take advice from people who have gained the results that I want. And and I've found so much knowledge in the older literature. And when you look at photos of these people, they're not inflamed. They're not dealing with health issues. They're sitting upright. Like, they're healthy human beings. Like, so I mean, but the human body has never changed. Our dietary requirements have never changed. The only
Right.
thing that's changed is our traditions and our outlooks and our thoughts and our opinions, right, over the years. But really, I mean, there's nothing more natural than eating fruit, raw fruit, and leafy greens, and and just living our best lives. Like, it's very unnatural, and take it from me, to milk a cow, like pull on its udders and take that milk and drink it. It's cross speciesism. You don't like drink another species milk. Like, that's ludicrous. And I only discovered that when I moved to the farm, and killing a cow to eat its dead flesh, like, that's crazy. Like, I'm sorry, people, but like, we've got to do better. We've got to wake up. We've got to see the forest for the trees.
It really is crazy. And yeah, I agree. I really loved your answer. I thought that was really an interesting question because like all of the health gurus now, like they're not healthy looking. Like, yeah, just look at the find somebody who has the results you want and do what they do. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. We clearly know what's healthy and what's not healthy, but we just put our blinders on because we want to fit in with society or we want to indulge in our favorite foods still. And, like, I just want you guys to know that, fried chicken and waffles and french fries and all these foods, they're always going to be there. They're always still going to taste good. Like, they still smell good to me. Like, I smell food that I would never eat and I'm like, that smells so good. But like, I know now what is food and what is not food. And that is why it's so important, like Mariah said, to educate yourself. So check out her Facebook group. I'm going to leave the link below. Educate yourself so that you can make conscious decisions instead of just walking around unconsciously, playing a victim in life and then getting a disease that is preventable and then having to deal with all the consequences of that. You don't need to suffer. This life was not given to you to suffer. And Mariah is living proof that you can go from milking a cow to eating your species specific food and you're going to feel better and look better and heal. And I promise you, no matter what you see on the internet, okay, there is absolutely no health benefits to eating animal products. And you can just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true. Anybody can have a YouTube channel, anybody can have a podcast, anybody can write a book. So like just look at the results you want and if you're not getting them, you got to change something. And you know that the people in your life, the people in your family, they're not getting sick by eating fruit and vegetables. They're not getting debilitating diseases, dying before their time, eating fruit and vegetables. They're not getting diabetes, eating fruit and vegetables. This crazy question, Mariah, what do you say to this when people say, isn't that too much sugar? What do you say to this?
It's not enough
It's
sugar
not, it's never enough sugar.
because our cells, like our proper cellular fuel, is fructose and like it's the sugars. We don't run on proteins. We don't run on fats. It's the body needs the sugars, and if you're not eating fruit every day, you're doing your body a huge disservice. Like it's not enough sugar. Like probably the way that they're growing things these days, they're pumping them full of like water and they're watering down the sugar content. Like we need more sugar.
Yeah, quick question before we end. I have a few more questions. I have a friend that like she doesn't like fruit because it's very sweet. So, like, if I ever give her, like I'm thinking about like the sweetest fruits, like a jackfruit or like very sweet fruits. She doesn't like it. What do you think is going on there?
Well, people might not want to hear this, but okay. Like
I
we
think I know what you're gonna say. Go
yeah,
on.
well, the human has like not devolved, but we've developed sort of pathological, like unhealthy tastes over time through our natural diets. And we notice that when people get on healthier diets, their tastes changed over time. When I first began this journey, like I was beginning my days with like giant salads and lots of steamed vegetables because I didn't really enjoy a lot of fruit, and the really sweet fruit would like make me just it's not like it's a state, it's a condition of the body more or less than it is because we're drawn to natural sweet foods. But so like your roommate, if she got on like a healthier path over time, she would probably find her taste buds changing and that she would be more drawn to the sweet fruits. But a lot of people that aren't, they're dealing, with some unhealthy conditions of the body, and it would serve them to transition slowly. You don't have to start out with the sweetest fruits. You don't have to eat those fruits. You can start out with, like apples and fruits that aren't as sweet. But over time, the taste buds do change. The healthier you become, and then you'll find yourself being more drawn towards the sweet fruits. But it's just the condition of the state of
Yes.
our health. It's hard to
For
explain.
sure. For sure, this is correct because I personally hated greens. I hated greens. I wouldn't drink green juice. I was scared of anything green. I thought it was going to make me, honestly, I thought it was going to make me sick or like have diarrhea when I went to work. So I was always afraid of green stuff. I never ate greens as a kid and in my 20s, but then when I went raw, I started learning about how beneficial they are. So I kind of forced myself. I put in the greens in the smoothies. I made it very sweet: mangoes, bananas, passion fruit, and greens. And then I would not even taste the greens. And eventually I started just like eating some salads and eating greens, and it started tasting really good to me. And I started craving greens. So that is so true. Your taste buds absolutely change. Every time you eat, you change your microbiome. Every time you eat. Every time. So like please know that it's not rocket science. You got to just sometimes force yourself in the beginning to eat healthy, and then you'll start to crave it, cuz your bacteria eats what you eat. So they're going to want what you're choosing.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's this saying, "What you eat today, you'll crave tomorrow."
Ooh,
So
I like that.
yeah,
I
I like
like
that
that.
too. You're like me. I'm always writing out quotes. Like even in my book, I've got a whole page, well, a couple pages of just quotes that I've collected because I just love
Mm.
quotes. They're so inspiring. They say so much in such a small amount of words. I just love them.
Yes, I have quotes everywhere in my bathroom, in my room, like,
I
decals. Yes,
bet.
yes. Oh my
That's
gosh.
awesome.
Okay. So thank you so much, Mariah. My very last question to you for now, and guys, if you want to connect more with Mariah, please click the link below. Check out her Facebook group. I guarantee you're going to learn a lot, and it's really helpful to know to get advice from somebody who's been doing it for a long time. Okay, and is so well versed in the diet and the lifestyle. You don't have to do this alone. You shouldn't do this alone because you don't need to make the mistakes that we made. And so, this is my last question. What are some things that you wish you knew 9 years ago that you know
Oh,
now
oh, I
about
know
living
exactly
a,
what they are.
oh, yeah, about living this healthy fruit based diet?
Okay, so I mean, some of them I did know about, but I just didn't
Mm.
understand or realize the importance of them because it's the little things sometimes. But drinking enough water, because yeah, we may not naturally be like high water drinkers, but because all of our diets have been so dehydrating from day one, eating the crackers and the chips and the
Right.
cheese and the bread, that we need adequate amounts of water, like a gallon of water a day, yeah, just to make up for our dehydrating diet. So if you're on a raw food diet, obviously you can drink less.
I was going to say a gallon's a lot for being raw.
Yeah, not for, I mean,
Okay.
like for somebody eating cooked foods or unnatural foods, definitely a gallon a day. I'm up to 3 liters a day. And so I do 2 liters on an empty stomach and then another liter. But I would at least drink enough water because I know that that leg pain I had a lot to do with dehydration. I did not drink anything growing up. I always had an aversion to water. I was always hydrophobic. And it's the people that don't want the water that need it the most. It is so important. And then the other one would be um, to eat the fruit whole. Like I began my journey doing tons of juicing and smoothies. And I'm not saying these aren't healthy, they're great. They're great for transition, they're great to have sometimes. But to only eat your fruit that way, you got to eat the whole fruit in its natural form and make meals out of it. So I'll sit down now and eat, 8 or 9 oranges at a time. But before I would only juice them. So I would eat the fruit whole, get the water in, and definitely go to bed earlier. I mean, I know it seems like we're lame and we're getting older if we go to bed earlier, but the trade off is so amazing. I mean, I was such a night owl, but now that I go to bed earlier, or for the last few years, holy, did it ever transform things, and I have more energy, and everything heals when you're sleeping. So sleep. That would
Mm.
be.
Great advice, great advice. And to the people, I just had another question that's so important. To the people that say you can't be raw in a cold climate, how do you do it? Do you have any tips and tricks for that?
Yeah, you definitely can. You can be raw in a cold climate. I mean, sure, I might take some frozen fruit out of the freezer in the winter and warm it up by my fireplace. And when it's all nice and thawed and warm, I'll eat it because I want my freezer fruit because that's the stuff I picked in the summer. And I'd prefer that over the grocery store a lot of times. Or, sure, I'll go and just stay warm, like dress up, stay warm, and then just you know eating raw foods is so simple and so natural. I mean, you can use your stove as a storage place. You can you can hide all kinds of stuff in there. You don't need to use it. And yeah, I mean, it's just as easy here, I think, as it would be not just as easy, but it's definitely doable. I mean, I've been doing it for a long time now. Um, and anybody can go to the grocery store and pick up some whole fruits if they want, but it's not rocket science. It's actually easier than any other diet in the world. You just eat fruits, you eat greens. They grow here all year round, greens indoors. I mean, I have a little grow room there where I can grow microgreens and salad greens, and so sprouts. I sprout
Wow.
all year winter long. That you can have living foods to add to your salads. Like, even if you're getting store bought salads, if you're growing your own sprouts and you're putting that on there, you're getting so much nutrition. And I do that. So
Wow, this is amazing. And you know what? What you just said is absolutely true. So I live in Miami, Florida, and I know more raw vegans that live in cold climates than raw vegans that live here. So like wherever you go, there you are. And it's only hard if you think it's hard, and it's easy if you think it's easy. You can make it work. And I love what Mariah said. She freezes fruit in the summer. Hello, that is genius, guys, because like you got to prepare. So if you're living in a freezing cold place, take advantage of the summertime when there's peaches, when there's nectarines, when there's mangoes, and freeze it and connect with Mariah for more tips on that, because I'm sure she has lots of tips on how to store up for winter. And that I never did that in New York, and that's something I should have done. Especially like because yeah, sometimes in the winter it's like you don't have a big variety that you have in the summer. So, okay. Well, thank you very much, Mariah, for being here. Thanks for sharing your light and your knowledge and your information with the world. Thank you for just like being available for people to ask you questions and to connect with you. And everyone that's watching, I hope you understand that it is doable no matter where you live. You can heal, you can reverse any symptoms that you have, and you can be on a fruit-based diet no matter what, no matter how old you are, no matter where you live, no matter what. It's not too late. You're not too old. It is possible. So,
and
yeah.
I just want to say thank you for being such like a light in this world, and just spreading your knowledge. And I just love how you're very quirky and happy, but at the same time you're so well versed and knowledgeful. So it's
Thank
just
you.
amazing. You got it all going on, girl.
Thank you. Well, most people think I'm crazy, so must be doing something right. But
Yeah.
thank you very much for that. I don't hear that often. Mostly I hear like, "You're going to get sick any day now. You're no, you're gonna die of a protein deficiency
Have
any
they
day
seen
now."
your before and afters? Like, have they?
Yeah, like I'm feeling better every single day, and I'm getting like you, I'm getting younger looking. Everything's getting better, and yet people are telling me, "Oh, any day now you're going to be deficient and all these things. You're going to have health issues." But it's not true. It's not true. I promise you. And listen, you just got to find people that are doing it, that are living this diet, so you can see that it is possible and it is the best way to live. I promise you. I don't think Mariah and I will ever be on another diet, right? Like another lifestyle.
No,
Yeah,
there's no way.
there's no way. Yeah, I'm never
There's
going back.
no way.
I'm never
That's
going back.
no.
Why would we? Like people are like, you got to eat, eating animal products is healthy. Yeah, we tried it. We tried it, guys. Okay. Like
Yeah, we've been there. They haven't been to where we are, but we've been to where they are. So,
exactly. All these haters, they haven't been raw. They haven't been eating fruit-based diet. So thank you very much, Mariah. Thank you everybody for watching. And
thank
if you like
you.
this kind of content, subscribe, like this video, and I will see you in the next episode.
You too,
Bye
Natalie.
guys.
Bye.
Bye, Mariah.
Bye.